Hi folks, and welcome to Make Food with Fifi. I'm Fifi and I'm the proud owner of Serendipity, a multi-award winning cafe and gift shop here in Fife in Scotland, and we have just won Best Cafe in Fife for the second year in a row. It's pretty incredible, and it makes getting up at 4 AM every day to bake all these goodies absolutely worthwhile when you get some sort of recognition like that. So if you'd like to learn some of our recipes that we make at Serendipity and follow along with some of the baking that we do, then please consider subscribing to the channel, liking the videos, and if you've got any comments or questions on any of the recipes, please feel free to ask. Now, today I'm going to make one of my favourites. We're going to make lemon, raspberry and poppy seed muffins. Now I say muffin, but they're more like a little bit lighter like a cupcake, but they are big like a muffin, and you can glaze the top or you can ice the top, and we're going to go all out today and we're going to ice the top with some delicious buttercream icing. So the recipe here will give you 12 good size muffins. So what you will need is some basic ingredients today. You'll need 250 grams of cake butter plus a further 300 grams for icing your muffins at the end. You need 250 grams of caster sugar plus 2 extra tablespoons. You need 250 grams of self-raising flour, 5 medium eggs, a punnet of fresh raspberries, 2 large lemons and a jar or a pack of poppy seeds. You also need 600 grams of icing sugar for your icing at the end, and we need some basic equipment for this as well. Of course you need a muffin tin or tray and some cupcake or muffin cases. You need your mixer, a spatula and a fork, your grater for your lemon rind, a pot, and we're going to pipe our icing at the end. So you want a piping bag and a piping nozzle for decorating at the end. So we're going to get stuck in and get started. First things first, as always, turn on your oven, preheat it to about 190 degrees Celsius. That's about 350 Fahrenheit and gas mark 5. You want that to be nice and heated and ready for putting your cakes in, so give it a good 20 minutes. So without further ado, we're going to put the first ingredients into mix. So we're going to put in our 250 grams first of all of our cake butter, and we're going to put in our 250 grams of caster sugar, and we're going to beat these together. Now I can never stress enough how much you should beat together your butter and sugar. You can really not do enough. The more you beat it, the lighter and fluffier it gets, and the better finish you'll have on your cakes. Now if you followed our Victoria sponge recipe in an earlier video, if you didn't, you should go back and check it out, but if you have, you will know that I always use an equal amount of dry ingredients to eggs in these types of recipes. So for every 50 grams of butter, sugar and flour, we're going to have 1 egg. So 250 grams of butter, 250 grams of caster sugar, therefore 5 eggs. So we're going to give it a good mix until it's light and fluffy. So that is our butter and our sugar looking really nice, and it's turning to a pale colour, so you know it's got a good nice whip. Now the next thing we want to do is take one of our lemons and we're going to grate the zest off the lemon. The firmer the lemon is, the better zest you'll get. You want it to be nice and firm to get it all off. So use a small side of your grater and take off the zest of a full lemon. We're going to keep this lemon for later, so just pop that to the side, and we're going to put our zest into our mix, and we're going to just quickly beat that in just for a few seconds. We're going to start adding in the eggs. Now we're going to add them in 2 first. With a bit of our 250 grams of self-raising flour. So you want to add the eggs in 2 at a time and then 1 at the end, with an equal sort of portion of your self-raising flour. It stops the eggs from separating and curdling the mixture. So we're going to beat those in. Then add in the next 2. again, tip in a good portion of your self-raising flour and mix again. Perfect. Then add in your last egg and your remaining self-raising flour. We're going to mix that all together. Just use your spatula just to make sure there's nothing stuck to the sides and that it gets a good even mix all the way around. Just like that. There we are. Now we're going to take our poppy seeds. You can buy these in any wholesale food place or most supermarkets, and we're going to add in about 3 teaspoons of poppy seeds. You want there to be plenty in it to taste them, but not so many that they sort of grit in your teeth as you eat them. So we're going to sprinkle those in. And again, one last quick mix. Now that's our mixture ready to go into our cupcake cases. So I've just divided them out into my tin, and I'm just going to use a teaspoon to put in the first piece. Lovely. So we're just going to gently spoon in a teaspoon, a big heaped teaspoon's worth. You can really smell the lemon zest coming through in these already from the mixture. Now this batter can be kept in the fridge as well for a day or so. So if you wanted to make some and then make some more the next day, that's absolutely fine as well. So we're going to just take our teaspoon and we're just going to push the mixture around to make sure you've covered the bottom of each case, and that's push the cases out to the sides. Just like that. Now the next thing we're going to do is take our full raspberries, and we're going to drop a full raspberry into the middle of each one and press it down slightly into your mixture. You don't want it to go all the way to the bottom and touch the bottom of the case, but you want it to be sunk into the mixture so that when we fill up the rest of the mix into the cupcake muffin cases, the raspberry will be covered. Here we want to take the rest of our mixture and we're now going to cover in the rest of the raspberry. So put the rest of your mix in and fill it up and spread it out to the side. Again, just use your teaspoon just so it doesn't get too messy, you don't overfill them, and spread it around to the sides. I've used big cases here. If you use smaller cases, more of a cupcake size case, you may get some more out of it and you may get some less out of it depending on the size. You want to leave them a little bit from the top if you're going to be icing them. Now, there we are in our cases. We're going to pop them into the oven to bake for about 12 minutes. Now that's our muffins baked, ready and out of the oven, and they're still warm, which is important for this next step. So what we want to do is, remember that lemon you had left from earlier? Well, we're going to squeeze that lemon into a pot. And we want to get as much juice as we can from the lemon. We'll squeeze that out so we're not wasting the lemon. And then the second lemon we had, take out the pips, we're going to squeeze that into our pot as well. We're going to turn that on to a medium heat. And we're going to let that lemon juice start to boil. We'll squeeze in the 2 lemons just like that. Now we're going to add in 2 tablespoons of our caster sugar that we had left from earlier, and we're going to mix it in with that lemon juice to create a drizzle. So 2 big heaped tablespoons. We want it to be sweet enough to stop the lemon juice being bitter, but we don't want it to be too sweet that we're over sugaring our cakes. So just let that gently melt away together, just like that. Now with these, you're going to just prick them slightly. You don't want to make holes in them all the way down. Just use a fork and give them a couple of little pokes on top. Just enough to let our drizzle soak through. So once your sugar is completely dissolved and you've just got sweet lemon juice left, take your spoon and just take a little bit of the drizzle and very gently let it drip through your muffins. This is just going to give you a really sweet, moist, melt in your mouth, fall apart little cake. There we are. So leave them in the tin just now as they're still warm, and you want the juice to soak down through right to the bottom. So we're going to leave them there for about 5 minutes, and then we're going to take them out, and then we're going to leave them to the side to cool completely while we make our buttercream icing. Now that is our muffins cooled and ready to be iced. As you can see, they rose perfectly to the tops of the cases. That's exactly what we want to give them a nice pipe iced feel. Now you can, if you want, just drizzle them with some icing here, but we're going to go full hog and buttercream them up. So we've used our 600 grams of icing sugar and that further 300 grams of butter that you had from the start to make our buttercream icing. You should always have a 50-50 ratio, so twice the amount of icing sugar to the amount of butter that you use. So we're going to pop that into our mixer and we're going to beat it up, and we're going to put it into our piping bag. You can add lemon juice to this if you wanted to, but I like to keep the buttercream icing plain. So you've got the sweetness when you bite down into the zesty, drizzly lemon raspberry muffin. So that is our buttercream with the perfect consistency for piping onto the top of our cakes. So hold open your piping bag and try to get it in without too much mess. And squeeze it down to the bottom. And then add in another scoop. I will give money to anyone that can pipe out their cakes without getting covered in buttercream. It's just an impossibility. Yeah. So we're going to start with our piping nozzle. I'm going to give you the link to this guy on the bottom of the video. But any piping nozzle will do that gives a nice shape, and we're just going to start from the outside and we're going to work our way into the middle. Gently squeezing as you go around. Start from the outside, work your way in, and a firmer squeeze on the top. So there we are, perfectly piped lemon, raspberry and poppy seed muffins. Just one little bit of final decoration and they are ready for eating. So finally we're just going to take a little sprinkle of our poppy seeds and just scash them across the top of each one. And we're going to give each one a little raspberry hat. So we're just going to pop this right into the middle of your buttercream peak. Just like that. So there we have it, folks. Perfect lemon, raspberry and poppy seed muffins just ready for eating. Now I'm going to tackle into one of these because they smell and look absolutely gorgeous. You're getting that lemony zest smell coming through. If this is a recipe that you enjoyed, please subscribe to the channel. If you've got any questions at all about this recipe or anything else on here, please don't hesitate to ask. Hit that like button and tune in for further videos. And I'm going to eat this baby. I mean, look at that. If I cut it open down the middle, like that, you will see our raspberry in there. That, my friends, is ready. What are you doing? No, it's so good. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos.